That's so wise to help. Do you have a
Now okay?
Do you have a phone for this one?
Yes, and you can look on it. There is a green bar.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
I'm always impressed.
Yeah, massive thanks for that.
Yeah, no worries.
I got the visa.
This is
Well,
success. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's an almost foregone conclusion. It's just the 90-day check-in. But you never know whether something's going to go funny.
Yeah.
And there's just queuing, queue, you know, behind all the other people. But yeah, funny.
Yeah, it's
Done for
the
3 months.
too. It's easy to get stuck there for an hour or 2 hours.
Yeah. Okay. Well, get ready. Okay, here we go then. Let's bow to start with. Yeah, and when we get started, would you like to kind of gather around for a little bit? Come in a bit closer. Yeah, that's it. Just gonna get my notes. So, here we go. Actually, you can sit down for a little bit, but come in fairly close. There's your one of those rare chances to see your normally calm Kung Fu and Qi Kung teacher in a state of stress. So had a little visa emergency. It's now fixed. But I had to be rushing around for my whole lunchtime. I'll tell you a little bit more about it before dinner, because it's interesting. This afternoon, though, we're going to learn about our breathing techniques in detail. And it's basically about our abdominal or diaphragmatic breathing. So to begin with, we need to understand that we have mainly 3 mechanisms for breathing. And the one that people usually think of first is the rising and falling of the chest. Raise your rib cage to increase the volume of the chest and suck air in. Drop the rib cage down to push the air out. That's well known. We can also breathe with the diaphragm. The diaphragm is that sheet of muscle and tendon fascia which separates the chest cavity from the abdominal cavity. And the last one is the collarbone. You can breathe with the collarbone. Let's cover that one now before we go into detail about the diaphragm. When you've actually filled up with air, if you pull your shoulders back and push the collarbone up, you can add about another 10% to the capacity of your lungs by doing this and lifting up the collarbone here. The shoulders come back and you lift there. But that's just a small amount. That's just about a 10% addition to the volume of your lungs. What we're really interested in is the use of the diaphragm. Now the diaphragm normally is a dome shape. The organs in the abdomen are pushing up on the diaphragm and they push it up into the chest. So although it starts here, it's pushing up into here, but if we contract the muscles around the diaphragm, they pull it down into a flatter shape. So contract the muscle, it pulls it down, and as it comes down, there's more space inside the chest, so air flows in. We can also just drop down the organs and the diaphragm will be pulled down as the organs drop down. So if we relax our abdomen and let it all kind of sag down and literally go pear-shaped, the diaphragm is pulled down and the volume of air in the chest increases. So air is drawn in to fill the chest. Then by just gently pressing back, pushing the organs inwards and upwards, air is pushed out. Breathe in. Breathe out. In. Expand the abdomen. Feel like you're sucking air down to fill the abdomen. Breathe out. Press in. Push the organs up. Push air out. Okay. How was that explanation? Does that make reasonable sense? Yeah. Okay. So now all you've got to do is do it. That sounds a wee bit more difficult than listening. Let's give it a try. And just together a few times. Drop your organs down, let them kind of sag down and bulge out, and that will pull your diaphragm down and draw air into the lungs. Now gently press them back so they push up into the chest and they push air out. And it may help if you put your hand on your abdomen so you can feel it expanding and contracting. Yeah. And I'd like you to have a little go at that. Okay. Anybody have any difficulties with that? Chests. Babies have very tiny chests. And if you watch them breathing, the chest rises and falls very fast, but it's only small. So it's not ventilating the lungs particularly well. Baby has to have a small chest to fit out of the birth canal. You can't be kind of like Arnold Schwarzenegger and pop out of the birth canal. You've got to be kind of squeezed in a bit. So in order to get enough oxygen into the baby's lungs, it breathes mainly with the diaphragm. Now the baby, although it's got a small chest, it's got a big round belly. That's what babies look like. And they're using that belly to draw the diaphragm down, suck air right down to the bottom of the lungs, and then push it right back out again from the bottom. And that's a very efficient way of breathing. The whole of the lung is ventilated. Air is pulled right down to the bottom of the lung, and it's pushed right up, out from the bottom and out. Oh, great. And then we start to grow up. And as we do, we experience trauma, stress, bad emotions, things that make us go like that. And we hold that trauma, we hold bad experiences, bad emotions as tension in our bodies, and especially around the abdominal, pelvic, hip region. All those negative experiences, all the trauma gets held in. Then we get the concept of a kind of uptight person, a tense person. Now once you start to hold tension around your midsection, you can't let it move freely like this to breathe. So that nice abdominal diaphragmatic breathing isn't happening. So we start lifting our chests up and down instead. We transfer to breathing with the chest, because this is all stiff. So the average adult uses only the top 30% of their lungs. Using the top 30%. That means the other 70% isn't being used at all. Being completely wasted. We're not filling the lung up. We're not drawing air right down to the bottom. Just the top 30%, except for heavy smokers, they only use the top 10% of the lung. Heavy smokers just down to 10%. Now that's a massive inefficiency. All that lung power is wasted. Now, lungs, they're sucking in air, they're sucking in chi, they're sucking in oxygen. Yeah. The word chi can mean air, breath, oxygen, energy, gas. But we're only sucking in a little bit. Now, what about if we retrained ourselves to use the whole lung? So instead of getting 30%, we're getting 100%. Well, that's more than 3 times as much. If we start off in simple, easy to understand, no nonsense terms, that's giving you more than 3 times as much oxygen when you breathe properly. That's a lot of oxygen. What difference does it make? Why do we want more oxygen? Because your cells need oxygen to respire. And they can do more if they get more oxygen. Okay. Well, all our cells must be getting oxygen, otherwise they'd be dead. Yeah. Seems a reasonable piece of logic. Yes, but the fact that the cell is just hanging on to life, the fact that it's not actually dead, the fact that it's just kind of ticking over in this state of half-life, doesn't equate to it functioning at its best. No, not even close. Suppose we could give all the cells loads of oxygen, they're going to function much better. Your organs, if you give them more oxygen, they can work better. Well, what are your organs doing? Keeping you healthy. They're just powering your life, they're powering your healing processes, they're powering your recuperative, regenerative processes. And that's really good stuff. If they're not working properly, you're not going to be so healthy. And you're going to age faster. And that is generally seen as a negative. And then we've got one organ that is super oxygen hungry. That is really kind of oxygen greedy. If I remember right, the second most oxygen hungry organ is the heart. You can put a heart on ice for a couple of hours without it suffering damage. So somebody needs a heart transplant. You carefully remove a heart, put it in a box of ice, stick it in an air ambulance, fly it for a couple of hours across the country to another hospital where someone who needs a heart transplant, and it's good. No damage. Yeah. It's the second most oxygen hungry organ. The most oxygen hungry organ ceases to function if it's deprived of oxygen for 9 seconds and suffers permanent irreversible damage if it's deprived of oxygen for 2 minutes or more. That's the brain. The brain is way more oxygen hungry than any other organ. It's absolutely sucking up oxygen. When you think a lot, you feel tired because you burn masses of energy by using the brain. But how much power does your brain have? Yeah, it's just off the scale. So imagine you really fill your whole lung with air, empty it efficiently. Your brain is getting maybe a bit more than 3 times as much oxygen. That's 3 times as much function. Yeah. It's really powerful. So this is why people doing spiritual pursuits tend to work on their breathing with the diaphragm. In Chinese culture, it's Qigong. Qigong is working with the breath. In India, you got a lot of yoga. They work with the breath. Yeah. You won't find many kind of esoteric practices that don't involve breathing. Taoists in China were searching for immortality, and they had this idea of kind of going back to the womb, reverting to a childlike state. Kind of like aging in reverse. It doesn't work quite like it sounds. You cannot just go back to being a baby. You can't shrink. But you can go back to breathing like a baby. And that was one of the aspects of this practice. You soften up, breathe like a baby. Now, in order to do that, you've got to learn to go soft around the abdomen so that you can expand and contract. Yeah, if you can soften up around here, your organs end up being held in by a kind of like elastic layer of muscle, etc. They're kind of held fairly snugly, but they're not squeezed up. That's great for your organs. And your health is dependent on your organs. If you're stressed and you're tight around here constantly, it's like straitjacketing the organs. You can't breathe from here. They just is squeezed and crushed up all the time. There's no movement. There's no exercise for them. That's not good. But it's very normal. Very normal. And then if you really want to take it a stage further, then you spend a lot of time building up a six-pack and probably doing other gym work. So you've got to have a big chest and back and a small abdomen. So you've got to squeeze right in here. And then you've got to grip up at the front so that people can see your six-pack. Yeah. And you can't let go because you're scared that, okay, maybe people won't realise what a great six-pack I've got. So I have to squeeze it up all the time and I walk around like this, yeah. Well, it's kind of great having a six-pack, but it doesn't do any good to your health whatsoever. So we're in favour of having this kind of flexible abdomen that can really move. Yeah, it's kind of elastic because we want healthy organs. Any questions? So, chi centered at the lower dantian, breath centered at the lower dantian. Expand, breathe in, compress, breathe out. Expand, breathe in, compress, breathe out. Yeah. Soft and relaxed. We're going to do a little bit more before we learn a more difficult breathing. This time we'll do it standing. So, here we go. Horse riding stance, toes turned in, knees out, tailbone pointing down towards the earth. And we'll bring the hands in front like we do in the Qigong in the mornings. And let your whole abdomen drop down, sink down to breathe in. Push it back, gently push it back to breathe out. So as it sinks, you can more or less rely on gravity. And then as it pushes back, a little bit of muscle power. And finished. Relax, drop into a little meditation and let your abdomen move. You might find that your abdomen doesn't want to move because you've got a lot of tension trapped in there. Well, that's okay. You practice and you practice, and in the end you release that tension and you soften up, and all that kind of negativity, all the trauma that you've been holding on to, you let it go and wave it bye-bye. Okay. This is something that you should do when you have a chance. And you get quite a lot of chances, because whenever you're sitting around without anything to do, now you've got something to do. You can breathe like this when you're walking down the street. You can do it when you're sitting on a bus. You can do it when you're standing at a bus stop. Yeah, loads of opportunity. Okay, that's enough for now, but worth doing a lot of this. I can come back and sit down again. Okay. So that style of breathing we call natural abdominal breathing. It's relaxed, it's natural. Breathe in, breathe out. Now we're going to do the opposite one. This is the reverse abdominal breathing. Which implies, okay, if it's the opposite to natural, it must be the unnatural abdominal breathing, which is basically about right. This one's much harder, but it is very powerful. So it's well worth learning. To do this one, to breathe in, we squeeze up the Tentian. You squeeze the Tentian into a small, tight little ball. So now that big bulging abdomen's kind of disappeared. There's a hole down here because it's all squeezed up tight. That's to breathe in. When you breathe in, the abdomen goes in, the sides go in, the perineum, the pelvic floor lifts up, and most importantly, the diaphragm is pulled down towards the core, towards the Tentian. Okay, to breathe out, we just let it all go. Let it all bulge and expand, and the abdomen comes out, the sides come out, the perineum lowers, and the diaphragm can rise back up. And as it rises back up, pushes air out from the bottom of the lungs, empties the lungs from the bottom. Breathe in. Compress the Tentian, squeeze it into a tight little ball, pull the diaphragm down. Breathe out. Expand everything, push the diaphragm up, push air up and out of your lungs, and it comes in and out through the nose for now. Let's try that one a few times. Might help if you put the hands on the Tentian, breathe in. You feel that this whole area is disappearing. Breathe out. Here it goes. Push, expand. Yeah, big. Breathe out. Now this one is more difficult. Anybody have any questions? It's a bit. I kind of tempted to say, does anybody need any help? But I can't really help you do it. You've got to learn for yourself.
I actually have a question.
Yeah.
Are you keeping the rib cage expanded the entire time? Does it stay static or does it collapse as well?
Yeah, it collapses as well. But it is a very good point. It is a very good question. I'm talking about the diaphragm. What about the chest? Just let the chest do its thing naturally. As you drop the diaphragm down to breathe in, let the chest rise naturally to breathe in. As you push the diaphragm up to breathe out, let the chest fall naturally to breathe out. In, out. But you don't have to practice really the rise and fall of the chest. It'll just happen. Yeah. So, I'm talking mostly about the diaphragm. Okay. So, great. We found a more difficult way of breathing. What's the point in this? First thing, we breathe in, then we squeeze. And that, okay, in breath, oxygen in, chi in, create pressure in the abdomen. Oxygen, chi are pushed, squeezed under pressure into your organs. So you're kind of supercharging your organs with chi. Yeah, that's good. Pack the chi in, fill the organs up. The supercharger on an engine pushes the mixture into the cylinder under pressure. Reverse abdominal breathing pushes chi into your organs under pressure. Fill them up with chi, you get supercharged organs. As you put pressure here, blood is pushed out of the abdomen. You get blood rising up, and it goes through the brain. Extra blood to the brain. Even more chi, even more oxygen to the brain. Your organs are contained within an organ sheath. They have a sheath around them, and that organ sheath is made of fascia. And fascia is this super strong, super tough, super elastic material. Now, when you do this squeezing and releasing, you're pulling, stretching the organ sheaths. Stretching, letting go, stretching, letting go. And that builds strength into the organ sheaths, strength and elasticity, and makes them tougher. When you hear about somebody getting a ruptured organ, generally what it means is that the organ sheath is split and the soft, possibly somewhat gooey bit inside is oozing out. That's a pretty bad situation. you've ever had to cut a kidney, slice kidneys, you'll know that they're surrounding them with that kind of silvery material, silvery sheath. And it's really tough and it's really hard to cut through. And once you get through it, the inside is super soft. It just goes, but it's quite hard to pierce that layer. That shiny silvery outer layer, that's the organ sheath, that's the fascia. And then the bit inside has no strength at all, no substance. Can't even keep its own shape. The more you exercise that organ sheath, the tougher it gets, the harder it is then for it to be split or ruptured. You're less likely to get a ruptured organ. Now, in the kind of kung fu, they do this so that they can take blows, be hit really hard without receiving organ damage, not getting the organs ruptured. But even if you don't anticipate getting hit hard, you never know, you might have a road accident or a fall or some other accident. It's good to have tough sheaths around your organs. The organ sheath gives the organ its shape. Remember, the inside of the kidney is really gooey. It's that outer layer that gives it the shape of a bean. Nowadays, a lot of people don't have kidney-shaped kidneys. There is a survey done by a apparently famous American kidney surgeon, and he operated on nearly 1,000 people and didn't find one with a kidney-shaped kidney. Well, that's a bit disturbing. He was mostly operating on rich, obese Americans, and it seems they don't have kidney-shaped kidneys. And if your kidney is not even kidney-shaped, it raises the question, how on earth does it actually function? Probably not very well. That's a bit worrying. Yeah. This is not actually, but honestly, it's not an attempt to kind of beat up Americans. But most of these surveys are done by Americans and published in American books, so they concentrate on Americans. But at the same time, you got what's called the SAD diet, the SAD diet, Standard American Diet. It involves a lot of burgers and pizzas and fried chicken, and you can see the effect it has on bodies. Yeah. Another survey compared the health of the internal organs of average Americans with beggars in Mexico City. Seemingly, beggars in Mexico City were deemed to be about as far down the stack as you can get. And it's not too far to go from America to do the research, so you can get the return ticket, not too expensive. But the conclusion was that beggars in Mexico City, who were deemed to be about as poor as you can get, had healthier organs than the average American, which is quite worrying. Yeah. Exercise your organs. Keep them in the right shape. You know, squeeze the blood through them, squeeze the fluids through them, and they'll be healthy. Yeah. Feed them bad food and don't exercise them, and you know what you're going to get. One more thing. When we do the reverse abdominal breath, we're squeezing qi into the kidneys. And we're topping up qi in the kidneys. And the kidneys contain a very special type of qi, which we could call original qi or essential qi. It's quite a fascinating type of qi. When we're born, we inherit this massive blast of qi from our parents. And it comes at conception, and it stays with us through our life. And that is our original qi, essential qi. It's the qi that you get at conception when life starts. And usually children have a lot of it. They got loads of essential qi. How do we know they've got a lot of qi? Because they're running around and jumping up and down and shouting and playing, and it's like, oh, I wish I had as much energy as they've got. Yeah. Energy, qi. I wish I had as much qi as they've got. They seem to have loads. They seem to be absolutely packed with qi. They've been running around for the last hour and they just don't stop. Now, by the time they've got to teenage, they're not doing the same thing. By the time they become a young adult, they're much calmer. By the time they're old, they don't seem to have so much energy at all. Old people, we think of them as lacking energy. They're more sedentary. Because through life, this essential qi is being depleted, it's being used up, and it's very difficult to replace it. So the level drops down and down and down. And if nothing else kills you first, when you run out of essential qi, you die. Your qi's finished, bam, you're done. Obviously, something else may kill you first. But the longer you make your qi last, the longer you can live. Oh, that sounds good. That sounds good, yeah. If you really abuse your qi, you'll age very fast, and then your life will be diminished. It's controversial whether you can replace your essential qi, whether you can top it up, but the consensus of opinion is you can, but it's very difficult. Again, it will not make you live to an age of 2 million, and you won't get reverse aging. But if it makes you age more slowly, it's still pretty good. Okay, and how do you actually do it? You do this reverse breathing process. Suck air in, pack it into your kidneys, then let it out. And some of that qi that you've squeezed in tops up your essential qi and gives you extra energy. Okay, so that's why we do reverse breathing. Our next thing, we ought to do a bit more of it. So here we go, we'll stand up again. Breathe in by gripping your Tentian, making it small and pulling the diaphragm down. Use effort, pull the diaphragm down, use the muscle. Squeeze up all those little tiny internal muscles that you're not used to using. Grip them up and then let go. Let everything go again. So you get an expansion. Squeeze. Let go to expand. Squeeze. As you let go to expand, the diaphragm's rising and pushing air up out of your lungs. So have a little practice on this. Once again, you have to get rid of all the tension that you're holding in the abdomen so that it can actually move. Okay. So that's something that you can spend a long time practicing. Again, you can just kind of sit quietly, stand, walk, lie down, and practice it. When you start your Qigong first thing in the morning, you come down and you stand this way. You could use the natural abdominal breathing. Breathe in, breathe out. Or if you want, you can use the reverse abdominal breathing. But as you stand still there and there, that's an opportunity to practice it consciously every day. For the rest of the exercises, you just breathe naturally and let the exercise be the movement. You do something like this. Your chest is pulling up, air's being pulled in, it's falling, air's being pushed out. You just move very naturally. Yeah. Any questions before we jump on to the next bit? Yeah.
You never do any breath holds, right? You just, as soon as you have inhale, you just breathe out. You never hold your breath.
No. We let the breath flow naturally in and out. Yeah. In, out. We're not holding the breath. Not for these breaths. When you do some Chen, then yeah, you breathe in, you hold it, then you breathe out. Yeah, so that's different. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So would you say the regular breathing is more for relaxing and energizing, and the other one more like activating some chi somehow?
The first one, the natural abdominal breathing, is a very relaxing breath. The reverse abdominal breathing is much more of an energizing breath. That's not really gonna relax you. That's gonna, boom. Yeah. Okay, so we take it one stage further. Now, having done the reverse in-breath, instead of doing a slow, natural out breath, we're going to suddenly expand the abdomen fast. Breathe in, and then, and as we get that sudden expansion, the diaphragm is pushed up from the bottom, from underneath. Suddenly the diaphragm is pushed up, the air is pushed up and out of your lungs. Breathe in, squeeze, breathe out. Out comes the air. And that's why you hear this sound when we do the strong out breath. Now, you've squeezed everything up, you've pulled on the fascia, and then it kind of bounces out, and the diaphragm bounces up. And this is a great way to train elasticity into your fascia. You know, so there's a sudden pull, boom, you know, the elastics let go. And we're building elasticity into the body. Remember, we like elasticity. We want to be elastic. We want to be resilient. We want to be bouncy, not hard. Hard is brittle. Hard things break. Elastic things bounce back. Resilience, elasticity. So grip it up, squeeze it up, and then bounce it back out again. Have a try of that. Have a try of that. As you do the out breath, this time keep your chest fairly high so that as the air comes out, you get a very slight lifting movement of the chest. Very slight lifting movement of the chest. Now, I've got some bad news for you. We can hear where your breath is coming from. When your breath comes from right down at the tension and the diaphragm is flicked up, the air comes out from the bottom and you get this quite deep sound. You can hear the air come from the bottom. If the air comes from the middle here, if you're just squeezing the chest, it's more of a coughing, slightly wheezy sound. If it comes right at the top, you get this pathetic little wheeze. Yeah. So we don't want to hear. The deeper it is, the better the breath. You can't fake it. Yeah. Okay. Now, I want you to find a partner. Yeah. Find a partner, somebody who you feel comfortable exercising with. Off you go. Anyone not got a partner? Oh, that's good. Okay, just temporarily, could somebody come and be my partner? Jeff, awesome. Jeff's going to make a fist. He's going to push it into my tension here. Give a reasonably good push. Breathe in. Breathe out. Yeah. One more. And you're going to exercise the power of your breath by bouncing somebody's fist out when you do the out breath. So we get this expansion. This has been sucked in. And when it come out, So try that with your partner. One of you just ram your fist into the other one's abdomen. Let the other partner have a go. And pause for a moment. Come in just a little bit closer. So, yeah. Some suggestions. It's not a collapsing of the chest. It's all abdomen here. Push the diaphragm up. Watch the spine. Yeah. This is cheating. That's not it. Yeah. Ideally, place one foot in front of the other. Be firm. Sink your weight down. Sink your tailbone down. You can get real power pushing out. Yeah? So we want strength in the core area. We want strong organs. Yeah, that's good. The six-pack is superficial. It's on the outside. Yeah. The organs on the inside, and the muscles that are associated with the organs, that's what we want to be strong. Yeah. That's what will look after you when you get old. So all the time those organs are functioning well, you age slowly and you age well. It's all very well having big muscles, but if your organs are overstrained, you're going to crash. Okay. Now, with your partner again, there's somebody else this time. Anybody else want to be a volunteer? Somebody be a volunteer, quick, fastly, yeah. Hands like this, and we go that way, yeah. Push in from the sides, push in on me. Yeah, now push inwards and resist. Push. Yeah. Push the partner's hands out. Yeah. So not only do you get movement this way, you get movement that way. Okay. Give it a try. Make sure you've changed over, make sure you've both had a go. Okay. And relax. I think that's good for now. So, yeah. Right. When we come down in the mornings and do our Qigong, nice and relaxed, we won't be doing, yeah, just relax. Similarly, if you're sitting on a bus, waiting in a queue, I don't know, waiting in a doctor's surgery, you can be practicing your abdominal breathing. But practice it quietly, yeah, not in the doctor's surgery. Not that you'll be going to the doctor, you're too healthy. So we do need opportunity to practice this though. This is the breathing that you use in your Some Chen routine. If you learn Some Chen, that's where you practice this breathing. So you breathe in, then breathe out. Yeah. And the main one here. Breathe out. Breathe in. Squeeze the core, pull the diaphragm down. Hold the breath. Now throw your energy right out to your fingertips. Grip. Gather it. Shoulders back and down. Draw the energy down into your core. Return it to the core. Squeeze it all into the Tantien. Squeeze the Tantien. Stretch. Twist the arms. When you've finished, relax. After you breathe out, relax. Then you do it again. And you practice it in sequence. When we breathe in, especially these kind of powerful in-breaths, Qi rises up, rises to the head. Now, there's a good side to that, but there's also a very bad side. When your Qi rises up, you're switched on and energized. If you want to give yourself strength, you breathe in. You emphasize the in-breath, that up-breath, that in-breath, boom, Qi up. You're wired, you're switched on. Yeah, you're ready for action. And then we've got to get the Qi down again. Because if not, it's going to stay in our head and we're going to be like that all day. We won't be able to sleep. We're completely wired. It's like drinking 25 espressos. And that's no good. Yeah. So you've got to get the Qi down again. And we use this explosive out-breath to throw the Qi back down. It's up here. Send it down there. Bounce it back down to the Tantien. Keep the Qi there. Okay. Now we're back to normal again. Then you cycle it up again. And down. At the start of the routine, okay, first of all we do the salute. Connect with Yang Qi from the sky. Now, connect with Yin Qi of the earth and drop your Qi down. Qi down. Okay, now you go into this one. Compress Qi into your core. Squeeze it into the core. Squeeze it into the Tantien. Okay. Throw it out. Bring it back. Squeeze it in. 3 times forward, 3 times back. Then you've got all this energy held in here. So you want to let it out. So we shoot out a few quick moves. And we've let it out. Now, finish off. Breathe in. Throw all your chi down. Physically ground it down. Breathe it down to the Tentian. Now you got it down. Finish. Always finish with your chi down. So, when you understand it like that, you understand that this is a very powerful Qi Kung. But it's not an easy Qi Kung. You've got to practice it a lot to really be able to do it. But if you can do it, it's massively powerful. Yeah. Okay, so far so good. If you know the moves of the Sun Chen, then I'd like you to come on this side of the mat and practice and try to incorporate this breathing. If you don't know the moves of the Sun Chen, I'd like to come over this side and I'll start teaching them. And we're going to have a tea break fairly soon. So if you haven't done much in the way of Sun Chen, come over here. If you have, now is a perfect opportunity to practice. Okay. Now what we're going to do. Take in this big reverse breath. Compress your Tentian. Stare straight ahead. Throw your fingers into the distance. Now grip. Squeeze up tight. Grip. Now you've got, it's like your energies come into here. Pull it back. Pull the shoulders back. Pull them down. Shoulder blades pointing down towards your Tentian. Twist. Point your elbows down towards your Tentian. Hands as far apart as they'll go. Elbows as close together as they'll go. Grip your Tentian. Squeeze all your energy into here. Keep it here. That's right. Do the breath and completely relax. And then do it again. And do that a few times, just practice a few times. If you're going to stand in a horse riding stance, toes turned inwards. If you prefer to stand in a walking stance, both feet angled the same way. Practice a little. And relax. Yeah, so it's not as easy as it looks. We stare straight ahead and throw chi, throw energy down to the fingertips. Grip. Now, the shoulders stay down, but they come back. And then the shoulder blade here in your back presses down. Shoulder blades press down. So we get this movement press the shoulder blades down into your back. Now turn, 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 rotate, 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 rotate. Elbows in, wrists out, squeeze, squeeze. Twist, twist, squeeze, squeeze. And then breathe out. Yeah. This movement. And we're constantly sinking, relaxing, dropping down. Turn. Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Fists, do we like press them together, or
Yes.
like only like stretch?
Are the fists gripped tight?
You are tight.
Yes. Yes, they are. Okay, now when we throw forward, the fingers are firm. They're not really gripping up super tight because that restricts the flow of your energy, your chi, but they're pretty firm. Out you go. There. Now you start to grip from the core. You pull from here and grip the fist, and grip them tight, like really proper tight, like you're building up strength in the fist. If you want a strong fist, now draw the shoulders back and down. Pull the shoulder blades down forcefully, keeping the fist properly gripped. Then you turn, twist. This creates a stretch on your fascia. Stretch the elbows in, the hands out, shoulder blades down, chest up. When you've stretched to the point you can't stretch anymore, and relax and let it go. Yeah. There's a strong pull on all your fascia, a strong pull on the body, and then let it go. Pull it, let it go. Pull it, let it go. Yeah.
Where is it when you inhale? When you bring the hands? No, before.
Okay. Inhale. Pull the hands back to here. Yeah. This is the belt channel around here. And on the belt channel you have a point called the Qing Meng. It's a soft point at the side here. And you pull the hands back to there, and that then connects with the Qi of your Tiantian. So you can connect with the Qi of your Tiantian, replacing the hands here. And the shoulders are pulled right back. Sorry, the elbows pulled right back. There's a stretch here, and then you let it go, wham, out they go. But the breath is held in. Hold the breath in, keep it in. Complete the movement, full of air, full of breath, expand the chest, and then let it out right at the end. So the breath has stayed in for a long time, and right at the end, it comes out. Now it's come out. We take a step, and we breathe in again, and we do it all over again. Yeah. Okay, try that 3 times, and then we'll break for tea. Okay. Let's finish it off. Yeah. And bow. We're going. Get some tea. Yeah, let's get some tea.
So I didn't read the whole book yet, but
Yeah,
I saw you mention about the sexual energy.
Yes, yeah.
And so I practice brahmacharya, so it's the sexual retention.
Yep.
And I have some techniques from the Indian philosophy, yoga, and everything.
Yep.
And I wanted to know what you recommend. What does the practice
That's
in order not to have stagnant energy?
In order
not to have a stagnant energy. So in Ayurveda yoga, we practice the suction of the belly to allow the energy to rise.
Yeah.
Or we put our head down so the energies can drop to the heart, basically.
Yeah, it's a pretty complex one. Generally, we're looking to circulate chi around the microcosmic orbit, up the back, down the front to there. Draw it up, send it down to there. This could kind of go off in a lot of different directions, but it's all very well accumulating energy in the sexual organs. You then got to do something with it. Yeah. So usually we breathe it up and then down, keep it in the Tantien, but you want to have it circulating up and down. Yeah. We definitely don't want it to be stuck at the head, but if tongue to the soft palate, you can get it down. Yeah. The problem that typically arises, the big problem, you build up energy, you accumulate energy, but at some point it overflows. And then you get the wet dream. You get the kind of, you release semen in your sleep, you have the wet dream and release the semen. And that's, I don't know, I'm sure some people have techniques for being able to stop that, but I've never been able to prevent that happening. And then you are losing energy or losing chi. Yeah.
Yeah, because in the Indian philosophy, so we put it in the heart or heart center, and then that's the idea.
Yeah, it goes up. Yeah. Maybe talk to you more about this at some point this week. Yeah. Welcome. Yeah, welcome.
If you know the language, you can probably get the tree very
Yeah, I perceive a distinct lack of tea. There's a it's the best. The best tea breaks are always accompanied by tea somehow. I think maybe we need to.
I'll bring the kettle.
Thanks. Yeah.
I just wanted to. So if you wanna record something, you can just press this button and it will record right on this microphone.
Okay. And then you can take it out. Yeah.
Yes, and then we can just download it from.
Okay. Yeah.
And the same with your microphone.
Okay.
Which is on you.
Great.
So there's the record.
Okay. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'll check that a little bit later. The one I did this morning down there. Did you get it?
Yeah, send it to your WhatsApp.
Was that not the one on the tea table? The one that you sent me, was that not the one at the tea table, or was it?
No, it was like this.
That one. Oh, all right.
The one at the tea table is
Different. Oh, right. Great. Okay. 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 So now we need cups. Yeah. I'm going to bring that. Well, let's put them on the table here for now.
But it looks great. And he do it like with his own hand.
How many we got? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18.
I'm not a big fan of
sorry. 1 week.
And you don't
but I do like the art on.
No, because it's bamboo. Don't it's not
Thanks.
What? It goes like this.
Where's that?
After 1 day you can go inside the sea.
Somewhere in Thailand, wasn't it?
The sun can be on your tattoo. Everything. Because it's bamboo care. Because it's not inside like a regular tattoo. You know, like
But you can remove
Put
it
the
easily.
tattoo down?
yeah, probably.
you can remove.
Well, they do have like plates.
It's easier to remove, yeah.
Oh, is it though?
Like
but
if I get hurt here, I think it will be like, you know.
Yeah. But it also like blurs faster. It don't.
Yeah, it goes like this.
Yeah. I know.
You pop it.
Yeah, the pocket.
Really
Yeah,
hard.
I've seen this.
It helps.
Yeah, much harder than the regular one.
Crazy.
Especially on the leg. That's gonna hurt on the leg.
I heard.
All the bones.
I heard it differently. That the normal tattoos are more hard, but
I think it's
depends.
depends
Yeah, on the
back,
yeah.
the great
but
hurts.
like
The
for
bone
me,
is no
this is not hurt, but
pressure.
I don't know how to say it in English, but
Yeah, the outline.
yeah, the outline is really nice. I like run my leg and I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think they would hurt.
Okay. Help yourself to tea.
In Mexico,
Handle it.
in Mexico, the women are always laughing at the men.
does anyone need more?
Conditioned
Let's get that.
I'll put my arm here, I'm not touching it.
Okay.
It's
Are both yours? One is someone else's? Oh, amazing.
Wilson.
We've got lemongrass, ginger. Lemongrass and ginger. Yeah. Okay, pretty good. Did your teaching practice go okay with Buddhism? Yeah, I was sure it would. Had a bit of an emergency, but this was quite odd. I went down to get lunch, and the restaurant where I get lunch was closed, which is strange, but there you go, they were closed. So I've got to go into town. That's going to take even longer, and I haven't got much time. So I go to town and park the car, and to get to Nong Bia from where I park, I have to walk past immigration, and I'm thinking, hang on, there's something inside me saying, I had my visa renewal notice come up. I got this kind of urge to check my visa, and today was the last day that I could renew the visa without getting the fine.
Wow.
So that was just like really kind of shook me. That was one of these like really freaky things. There's this little voice saying, check your visa. February 10th is the last day. So somehow our system hadn't worked, and my email reminder hadn't come through, or it had been intercepted by a junk filter or something. So that's why I had to, suddenly try to find someone else to do the lesson. But yeah, that was really quite shook me up. Yeah. If the restaurant hadn't been closed, I wouldn't have driven down that direction. Yeah. Oh. So as my wife said, somebody's helping you. You've got somebody on your side. Yeah.
Everything happened for a reason.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. It's good to understand when people see the Sun Chen routine. Doesn't look like your typical kind of image of Qigong. No, that's too strenuous. It's too physical. Yeah. When you understand what's going on, then it's a very deep form of Qigong, but only when you understand it. Yeah. And it comes back to this idea of you can't just put things into little boxes in this field. It just doesn't work. You can't say, oh, I only want to do the soft stuff. Don't want to do the hard stuff. You want to get the benefits. You've got to do both. You've got to balance hard and soft. You've got to balance internal and external. And if you just do it, well, you really get results. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. How are we doing for time? Need to drink the tea quite fast, get started again.
Yeah, it is hot wherever you
Yeah. Well, obviously, if you have, super powerful tea, well, maybe you'll be able to drink the hot tea. Yeah.
Master Ian, I have a question.
Yeah.
Let's say you're super cold somewhere and you don't have enough layers. What's a good practice that you can do to quickly heat up your body temperature?
See, I'm tempted to just say, do a little bit of jogging or whatever, and warm yourself up. And it's so there's a kind of a good little bit of Taoist thinking in there. You don't have to make everything complex. Just because it's simple, it doesn't mean it's no good. But then I'm also aware of these kind of some Tibetan breathing practices. You know, they're generating a lot of heat. That's not what I do. There's people in Bai teaching that, because I think the Wim Hof breath work, which is super famous now, well, I'm sure it's based on that, and that's one of the things they do. They do the ice baths and stuff. I'm sure it's very good, but I've never actually done it. And if I had done it, because maybe I will one day, I still wouldn't teach it as part of this, because it's not part of our Kung Fu or Qi Kung. What I want to do is teach you the kind of original stuff that I've learned and keep it going. And there's a lot of people that, okay, so they teach a mixture of everything they've ever done. They've been here, there, and everywhere, teach a mixture. That's all very well, but that's their mixture. You learn from me, you get the original Kung Fu and Qi Kung. And for a lot of you, you'll make it part of your mixture. But you've got the kind of original stuff from the source, and you take it and do what you want with it. Rather than, you're taking my mixture of this, that, and the other and making it, it's all going all over the place. I'd rather teach you the straight original teaching.
So jumping jacks.
Yeah. And yeah, our club was in Singapore for a couple of generations. You won't get a cold day in Singapore. You just not unless the aircon's jammed and you can't turn it down. Yeah. Okay. So maybe kind of iron palate Qi Kung to help you drink hot liquids.
You have time for one more question?
If it's a quick one, yeah. Go on.
So, for me, in 2 days living, and I'm just thinking, how is the best effective way to use what I learned when I go back home, between all the works and the training and all my week? Because I think waking up every day, 6 a.m. and doing the qigong, I wish I could do it, but how can I do it still be effective?
Yeah. I maybe answer this a bit better a bit later in the week, but if you do it, you get benefit from it. If you don't do it, you don't. If you only do as much as you can, then you still get as much benefit as you can. But if you don't do it at all, you get nothing. If you can't do it at 6 a.m., do it at another time. If you can't do it every day, we'll work out which days you can do it. You know, if the only time you can practice is in the evening, practice in the evening. If you don't have time enough to do 7 repetitions of each exercise, do 5 or do 3. If you can't practice it every day, try to have, say, 3 days a week when you can practice it. You've got to be honest with yourself. You know, how often can I practice it? Don't be too ambitious. Because let's say you've got to work, you can't do it. You can't do 7 hours practice a day. You've got to be realistic. How many hours can I do? How many days can I do that? And then work out how to best use those hours. If you can only do it at weekends, that's squeezing it a bit, but it's better than doing nothing. If you can only do an hour a day, think carefully about what you're going to do in that hour. Maybe you do the Tongling Chi Kung, the Swan Yang, and the Chen, because they're all really worth doing. You could do that in an hour. Maybe you have soft days when you do Tongling Chi Kung and Swan Yang, and have harder days when you do the Vein Tendon Chi Kung and the Chen, and maybe a little bit of stretching as well, with some martial arts techniques. So if you've got an hour a day, maybe you have soft days and hard days. And it's a little bit difficult for someone else to make your training program because they don't know quite what your constraints are, but that's kind of how you look at it. Yeah. How much time can I spend? Okay, what's the most useful stuff I can do in that time? Stay hooked in, you know, keep in with us online, keep in touch with some of the people you met, kind of keep checking in, keep focused, keep part of the community, and then, yeah, pretty good. Okay, let's go and train again. Okay. Here we go, Val. Right. So, the chi in your Sun Chen. Breathing normally. Connect with Yang Qi. Draw it in. Bring it into the Qing Meng. Let it flow through the belt channel into the Ten Tien. Punch. Ground your Qi down. Sink your Qi. Connect with the Yen Qi of the earth. Sinking the Qi down. Breathe in. Throw it up and out. Now, compress it in, squeeze it in to the Ten Tien. Charge the Ten Tien with Qi. Step forward. Breathe again. Squeeze Qi in. Hold the Qi in. Throw. Grip. Now really compress the Ten Tien. Expand the chest. Stretch. Breathe out. And a second time. Step forward. Throw it forward. Holding the breath in. Compress Qi into the Ten Tien. Breathe out. And again. Squeeze all your energy into the Ten Tien. Breathe out. As you breathe out, drop Qi down. Any Qi that's risen to the head, sink it back down to the Ten Tien. Step back. Squeeze it into the core. Sink. Again. Stare straight ahead. Throw the Qi out. Grip it back. Compress it to the core. Last time. Okay, now should be bursting with energy that wants to get out. Step forward. Hands into the waist. Throw them out like a pair of pincers. Back. And twist. Make the scissor movement. Left hand, slice down. Right hand, slice down. Left hand, spear forward. Right hand, spear forward. Fingers up and turn left. Shuffle back. Relax. Come to here, the child carrying the ancestral tablet. Back to a horse riding stance. One more big breath in. Punch, down, ground your Qi down. Breathe out. Sink your Qi down. And finish. Finish quite relaxed. Not too much Qi buzzing around in the head. Okay. If you can't remember all the moves, that's okay. Just do this bit, 3 steps forward and 3 steps back. But if you can remember more, do more. Okay, I'm going to take a look. at the very end, bend the wrist a little bit, yeah. And step. Straight fingers into the waist. Right. Straight forward. Dead straight line. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Very straight. Shoulders down into your back here. Right. Finish the one you're on. Take as much time as you need, but then when you finish the one you're on, rest a little bit. Okay, come in round me for a little bit. So we could say this practice should be very connected, meaning all the different parts of your body, there are kind of lines of pull through your fascia that are connecting all the different bits. So you do this movement and it rises up from the soles of your feet through the body, and the energy is channeled down to the fingers. Okay, so how could we mess that up? Everything wobbles around and it gets completely lost. Yeah. Energy is lost. Yeah, it's not directed, it's not focused. If the body is held in this kind of elastic fashion and there's no wobble, there's a vibration. Vibration is good. A wobble is bad. Wobble loses energy. Vibration, the energy is springing down. Energy is being channeled efficiently. Grip. Pull it back. Compress it into the core. And do it again. Hence the core area has to be quite firm. Not hard, but firm in an elastic, springy kind of way, so that it channels energy up from the lower body to the upper body without it becoming dispersed or lost. Fine-tuning the balance between hard and soft. The elastic channel the energy, and then you just got to keep practicing, and you get better and better. When you grip, really draw in tight to here, pull it right in. draw everything in, connect everything down to there, pull, then let it go, and let it go. Try that 2 more times, and then we'll do the partner routines. Okay? Off you go. Okay, so we'll make this the last one. Take your time, finish it off, but this is the last one. Okay, fantastic, very good. So this, you can practice this again tomorrow after you do the arm grinding with the partner in the 11 o'clock session. Then we do the Sum Chen again. Yeah. Now we're going to very quickly go through the sequence with the partner. People who know all of the first partner routine, you go over this way if you know all of it. It's okay. Right. That's good. That's good. Looks like we've got an even number. Pair off. Okay, guys. You know what to do. Practice for a while, then I come and take a look. This group, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Good. If you just come with me, be my partner. I'm going to remind you the sequence of blocks. So have a quick look. Fist closed. Come in there like that. Use the bony part of the wrist. Now I want you to step forward and then do this. There. step back, now the other side. Now change and come up like this. Yeah, change and come up. Yeah. Now, that's where we're going to start. So I'd like you to find a partner and we'll make 2 rows along here. Just stay with me for a moment. I think we've got everybody else. Find a partner. Yes. Find a partner. Yeah, we can have a few down here maybe. Maybe not. We do want to try to make sure that everybody has a partner. Oh, done it. Excellent. Right. Okay. So here you go. Step forward with your right, in with the right. There we go. Step back, the left. Yeah. Change to the right, do this circling up, block, and now the left. And let's repeat that again. Inwards off the right, inwards off the left. Upwards off the right, upwards off the left. Now you try doing that in your own time. That's it.
Yeah.
And relax for a moment. Right, now we'll do the next 2 blocks. So we're going to do in like this with the right, in like this with the left, and then we're going to do this big circling block down with the right and then with the left. Yeah, there we go. So together, bring your right back like this and connect. Now the left, connect. Bring your right up to the side of your face, come across, circle and connect there. Now the other side, come across, circle and connect. Here, in at the upper level, circle down and connect down. And continue. Inwards, inwards, circle, circle. Okay, very good. Well, that's a little bit on the easy side, so we'll make it a little bit more difficult. We're going to put the 2 sequences together. Try it with me. In outside, and then on the left, block, right, left, inner block, right, left, and in the circular one, right, left. And again, inwards, right, left, upwards, right, left, inwards, right, left, circling down, right, left. And again, inwards, right, sorry, that's me messing it up. Like that, right, left, upwards, right, left, inwards, right, left, downwards, right, left. Try that a few times. Yeah. Okay, relax. This is what you're going to practice on the poles in the gym tomorrow. But when you do it on the pole, you can block, then open your hand, pull. Block, open the hand, pull. Block, pull, block, pull, block, pull. Yeah, you can do that in the gym tomorrow. Okay. Right. Next, we're going to carry on practicing with the stick like you did yesterday. So go and grab a stick. Can't take a stick. And finish the one you're on, guys, then relax. That's the third one. Do you want to demonstrate that one to everybody?
It's not gonna be clean.
Sorry?
It's not gonna be clean, but we can.
Yeah, I have a look at, this is the third level of the routine with the partner. Go on, give us a little demonstration. Okay, yeah. Yeah, well done. So, and they only learned that. And we'll start from here. Lift your left foot, jump onto it, cross your right in front, come around your back and circle. Jump onto your your left, right in forwards, lunge. Stamp back and do that. We'll do that once more. Circle around here, jump to your left, circle, jump forward, lunge, stamp back, and come into the guard position there. I'll do it with you one more time, then I want you to do it on your own. circle around, jump, circle, jump, lunge, stamp back, defend there. That's the way. Yeah, that's the way. Okay, now you try it. Now you try. Yeah.
Can I go practice on the other side? Jeff knows the routine also because he had some private about it, so you know the old routine.
You can just go and do it with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go on, one more time. Okay. So far, so good. From here, we're going to kind of step back with the right foot and slice down low here. Jump onto the left and spin around. Put the right foot down in front and slice across. Yeah, so from left to right like this. There. Now step forward, circle it behind your back, come across the other way. And again, a third time to there. Okay. I'd like you to watch me do this. I'm going to start facing this direction. So we got to there, jump, come across 1, 2, 3. This way. Let's try together again. Step back with your right foot, the left's in front. Step with the right, circle around, slice, very good, yeah. Step forward, slice again. Step forward, slice again. Okay. I'd like you to try that once. Let's see how well. If you're unsure, copy the person next to you. If they're unsure, oh well. That's looking good, Yep. Yeah. Very good. Wow. Once more together. From here, step, slice, turn. Step again, slice, step again, slice. Okay. Now, we'll put those two bits together. You ready? Stamp back with your right. Come across here. Pierce. Stamp back. Round. 1, 2, 3. There you go. Try that. Try that yourselves. Be confident. And relax. And relax. And relax. Okay, so remember about syncing your energy, syncing your chi. Calm breath. Be calm. When you're calm, the difficult looks more easy. And you remember things well. Chi down. Good memory. When you're stressed, you don't remember anything very well. Yeah. And it's so difficult. I don't know what to do. I'm stressed. The more easily you remember it. That's the truth, yeah. Think less, you'll remember more. Okay. We'll quickly go through the next bit. So you've just landed up here. You can circle it around a little bit, turn and come here. I'd like you to watch that again. From here, here. We'll do it together. Yeah, that's a good point. Where you go, where you'll be able to see me better. Okay. Stand over here. We're all here. Just finished, yeah. Now, make a little circle with the end of your stick. Bring the right foot in front of the left. Turn and lunge forward. Yeah. That's it. Let's do that again. From here, little circle, turn, lunge forward. And again, little circle, lunge forward. Good. Okay. And then from there, stamp, come back to the position where we started. Back to the start position. Yeah. Let's do that once more. Slice across here, circle around, lunge, and then come back to here. Pretty good. Try that a few times. Try that. Try it. All looking good. Okay. So, here we go again. I'm going to lead you through that sequence. And we started here. Let's do it together. Jump. Jump again. And stamp back. Now jump and spin around. 1, 2, 3. Make that little circle, do the turn, lunge. Stamp back, cover. You try that. Okay. I'm hesitant to ask this, but does anybody have any questions? No, we're all so sufficiently confused that we can't think of a question to ask. Okay, here we go. We got as far as there, and now we're going to do this. Just before we do, we're going to get the spin. So let's hold it in front of the body, and at the end drop down to your right. Now it's going to want to carry on circling. Let it drop down to your left, to your right, to your left, to your right, to the left. Fantastic. Dropping down one side, then the other. Yeah. This is awesome. Very good. And just, we're going to start that again. Hold it up like this. Let it drop down and circle. Yes. And the other way. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Then you can start to slightly move your waist to get a smoother circle. Once you've got the general movement, we want to try to keep the wrist more or less still. The wrist is your pivot point, and it's pivoting around there. You don't need a flexible wrist, you just need technique. Very good. Okay, so here we go, back to here. Lift it up, drop it down over the top of your left hand, past your left leg. Take a little 1 foot's length step, drop it down. Drop it down, drop it down, drop it down, drop it down. Practice walking forwards like that. And relax. And you could think of it like this. As I step forward, I want to defend against anybody who might have the intention of cutting my leg off. As you step forward, defend the leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Step back, try it again. Step back, try it again. Okay. Okay. So now we'll do it together. You can stand back, have a look. Circle around. Over your left arm. Step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Should be hanging down on your right. Now rotate it up behind your back. And going to jump up, lift your left knee, and then kick with your right foot. Yeah, fantastic, yeah. Now you take a rest. Watch me do it. Not that I'm exactly warmed up for this, but here we go. You might not want to stand there. Probably not a good idea to stand there unless you've got a death wish. Yeah. Here we go. Round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Kick. Yeah. Okay, that's all there is to it. Let's take a look. Good. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Selena and Fabienne, you come up the front for a moment. Face this way, and I want you to just do that little sequence together. Yeah. There you go. So, if they can do it, no reason why you can't do it. Everybody have a go. Okay. We're going to give it a little try together from where we came in today. So, get ready, and we go through it once with me. There, jump to the side. Jump back, spin around. Circle it around, turn, lunge. Back to there. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, jump, kick. Okay, there we go. Pretty good. It's not exactly a beginner routine, so that's pretty good. Okay, guys, bring your weapons back. Okay. Well done, guys. I do appreciate that there's a lot to remember, but if you just calmly practice, it all sinks in. Yeah. Vivian, is this your last lesson with us? Oh, well, very many thanks for joining us. Yeah, it's been great to have you here. Definitely wish you well for the future. I'm sure everybody will wish you safe onward journey. Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for coming. Yeah, okay. And we'll wrap it up now and get some dinner. So stand straight, guys. Bow. Yeah, well done. Well done, guys. Oh, thanks a lot for joining us. Maybe quite a slow-paced lesson today. See, we don't have a huge number of views, but I think for the people who are watching, yeah, maybe it's quite interesting if you're really interested in this stuff. We'll be live again tomorrow, early morning Thai time. Hope to see you then.